Hello, welcome back to Space Engineers 2. I'm going to be filming a weekly update recap. Let's get into it. So like I was saying, we're going to do a weekly recap here because Keen is on vacation. Totally fine. Hope they enjoyed it. We did get some pictures for Space Engineers 2, some screenshots here real quick. Just looking at the dev diary, and then we'll get into the actual recap. A little bit different, I know, I'm sorry, but these pictures look insane. Yep, everybody's waiting for survival. Nope, nobody can wait. They're doing a fantastic job, and these shadows look awesome. Yeah, that's pretty much it for the dev diary. We got cling juice, you know, that's sick. You guys should sell this. If you do, I might need some. I want it. So, without further ado, let's get into the actual weekly recap of what happened from weeks 1 through 10. Alright. Yep, weekly recap stage. Beautiful. Little set. Nice. And I don't know how to use boosters. Okay. Fly all the way back down here real quick. Nice landing. Alright, so week 1. We got the half wall and the half window. Nothing too fancy. Just to start us off, you know. It was a good week. Moving on to week 2, they hit us with an absolute crazy one nobody was expecting. Conveyors. These were an insane addition whenever they got added. I enjoyed them. I'm still enjoying them. I've done a lot of crazy stuff with them, so yeah, that's it. Moving on to week 3. Kind of boring, but we got stairs. You got the narrow stairs and the wide stairs. You get all of the stairs. There wasn't really too much crazy with this. I did test some things with them as far as like dropping blocks down them and whatnot. And it seems like they're actual stairs and not just a hitbox. But, you know, moving on to the next one, week 4. Week 4 hit us with an absolute crazy one. We got an armor slope block that started the armor slope Armageddon. And then we got the truss blocks. The biggest thing is doors. They worked. Yeah. You know, you can still completely walk through them, but, you know, they close, I guess. No, they did not. They changed it. Used to be able to. No, maybe they didn't. I don't know. But yeah, you can see it right there. I can walk through it. It's funny. Alright. Yep. Moving on. Week 5. Another absolute crazy one nobody expected. We finally got connectors. These ones were a welcome upgrade, update, whatever, you know. You can finally add connectors to your ships and whatnot, so you don't have to add them into the future. Goes along with the conveyor system. Another armor slope. As I said, armor slope Armageddon began back there. Moving on to week 6. Week 6. We get the O2H2 generator. Small and large. These things look insane. I love every bit of them. The detailing on them, again, good, great, beautiful. So, yeah, I mean, moving on. And then, of course, you guessed it, another armor slope. Moving back on to weekly 7. Weekly 7 kind of surprised me because we didn't get another armor slope, but, you know, welcome addition, we got an ore detector. Ore detector small, ore detector large. That is very large. They both spin. No, unfortunately, you can't use them as rotors or tires or anything. Sadly, I wish you could, but this hitbox does not exist. Here's what it looks like when it's destroyed. Fantastic. Okay, moving on. The weekly update number 8. We got probably the most controversial update so far. I thought it was cool. I enjoyed it. Not everybody else did that I'm aware. We got hydrogen thrusters. I was super happy when these came out. I was excited to play with them and mess with them. They look incredible still. I still love every bit of them. The community, however, was not happy with the way the flames looked. I don't know, man. I still kind of like them. They still look cool. Could they change them? Yeah, I guess. But that's up to you guys, obviously, to make enough of a noise for Keen to hear. And then another armor block. Moving on to week 9. We got beds. You can now sleep in Space Engineers 2. Kind of. They're non-functional still, so. And another armor corner block. Fantastic. You can make bunk beds now. You can do some weird stuff with lights, I guess. And then moving on to the last weekly update. Week 10. We now have tables. My floor is messed up. That's incredible. Yeah, we got tables. Tables look good. I love the tables. We got truss blocks. Not truss blocks. What are those called? Structural support, straight and wide, I think. I hope. I don't know. I made a camera set with it, which is what you guys seen in the beginning. So, yeah. Moving on to the recap set. Yeah, weekly update recap edition. It's incredible, right? You know, Keena's been doing an insane job with these weekly updates. I'm super happy with them. I hope you guys are. They give us a little insight into what's going on into the game every week. You know, the Dev Diary, I just started covering that. So if you guys want to not keep up with that, you can keep up with it here if you want. This whole new set that I've built, quote-unquote set, that I've built for this is for the Dev Diaries. I'm going to be filming them here now. I have a bunch of other weekly stuff covered on my channel, weeks 1 through 10, blah, blah, blah. You know, if you don't want to watch that, you can check out my other Space Engineers videos, my Space Engineers 2's videos. I do a bunch of tests on it. But that's all I've got for this week. Unfortunately, like I said, there was no update, but congratulations to Keen, you know. Congratulations to their vacation. Those guys are working really hard, I can tell. They deserve it. So, just want to say thank you, Keen, again. Give me some of that Clang orange juice. I want it. That'd be sick if you guys could sell it. And if you don't, you know, kind of sad, but make it. Yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next week. Okay, thanks. Bye!